Hello and welcome back to Unanswered with TSC. I'm glad to have you in my corner again. This is where we have conversations about life, about growth, about family relationships, and of course, becoming that person that God wants you to really become. Today, as I open up the series on conversations we need to have more often, I'd like to begin by talking about grief. Yes, grief. As somebody who has grieved a couple of times in my lifetime, I think I have one or two things I'd like to share with you from my experiences that I think would help you navigate this process. You see, when we talk about grief, I believe that the first thing that comes to your mind is the loss of somebody that we love. Yes, that is grief. And I believe that grief is also bigger than that. Grief can manifest in a lot of ways. You can grieve the job you lost, the end of a relationship, the person you used to be, and all of that. That is grief as well. Grief has a way of changing everything. Sometimes it even changes how you eat, how you laugh, how you pray. Even ordinary things, all of a sudden, speaks to you. If you're listening to me today, the first thing you need to know is that you don't have to be okay today. You don't have to have the right words. It's okay not to be fine. It's okay not to be in the mood. And you don't even have to pretend that you're stronger than you feel. You don't have to rush yourself because people seem uncomfortable with your tears or how you feel. No. You see, one of the biggest misconceptions about grief is that it should get smaller every day. It should get better with time. Yes, but grief isn't always like that. Some days you feel surprisingly strong. You will smile, you will play, and then the next day you struggle. Now, that doesn't mean you have failed. Healing is not a straight line. No, it moves, it stretches, it pauses, and sometimes it even circles back before moving forward again. And you see, as a counselor, one of the things I wish people understood is this: grief is not something you get over. Yes, I know that time heals, but we also need to know that it's something you learn to carry differently. Your disposition about it, about your loss, changes over time. The pain may soften with time, but love leaves an imprint. And I always tell people, because that thing you lost mattered to you so much, the loss of that thing also matters too. So you don't need to feel bad that you are, or should I say, you don't need to measure your healing. Yes. Whether, I still miss that thing. It's okay to miss it. But measure your healing by whether you are slowly learning to live life again without feeling guilty for doing so. I don't know if you get that. So it's not about you missing that thing that you lost. It's about you slowly learning to live again, trusting the process again, trusting life again without feeling guilty for doing so. So maybe your grief isn't even about somebody dying or somebody you love dying. Maybe your own is about marriage that didn't last, that you thought would last but didn't. Maybe a child you prayed for, a career that didn't work out. Every of these things deserve compassion, but do not compare. I try to let people know that no pain is smaller. Pain is not, how should I put this now? Pain is not a competition. So the fact that this other person does not feel or did not lose as much as you lost does not demean their pain, does not make it irrelevant. So, what do you do with grief? What do you do? The first thing I would encourage you to do is this. Number one, give your grief a voice. Give your grief a voice. You see, what we refuse to express often becomes heavier in our heart. And I've seen this over and over again as a counselor. So I tell people, cry if you must. If you need to cry, please go ahead and cry. Pray about it. Journal these things. Talk to somebody you trust. If that grief does not ease out with time, it's becoming more overwhelming, consider speaking with a trained counselor. There is strength in asking for support. Truth is, healing was never meant to be a journey you walk completely alone. So always just receive a helping hand. Somebody is trying to help you, please accept help. The second thing I would encourage you to do is to release yourself from the pressure of be strong. You know how people say it, you have to be strong and all of that. Now, truth is, most of them are well intended. They mean well. But sometimes these things can sound like you are making sadness a weakness. You're making the other person feel like a weakling because they are sad. So showing strength is not pretending you are fine. Strength is actually having the courage to face your pain, honestly. To face it, look at it in the eye. Oh, even Jesus himself wept. The Bible says Jesus wept not because he lacked faith. But you see, love expresses itself through grief sometimes. So your tears don't make you weak. No. They only make you human. You are human. And so, sometimes as human, we cry. All right. The third thing I'm going to encourage you to do is to take care of your body while your heart is healing. Yes, I know this may sound funny, but you see, grief is emotional. I know, but it also affects us physically. I've seen people who are going through a moment or a season of grief, and physically they are not taking care of themselves. Take care of yourself because it affects you physically. I know you may lose appetite, you may feel exhausted, you may struggle to concentrate. Be gentle with yourself. Drink water. Yes, drink water. Eat something nourishing, even if it's small. Rest when you can. Take a short walk if you have the strength to do it. Healing is not only emotional. Your body is also carrying the loss. And the fourth thing I'm going to encourage you is this: to allow hope return without feeling guilty. I know this one is hard for you because sometimes people who are, who grieve, they feel guilty when they are laughing again. A voice comes to tell them, oh, you're supposed to be sad. Why are you laughing? Why are you enjoying yourself? Why are you having a good day? It somehow means that it looks like when you are happy, you are forgotten. You are forgetting the person so quickly when you are moving on. Why are you moving on so quickly? I think that one of the truths that a lot of people have not come to terms with is that when you move on, when you decide to become the best version of yourself, it's a way to honor the memory or the loss. You can carry memories, but at the same time, you can still embrace tomorrow. These two things can actually coexist together. You can carry the memory of that person or that thing you lost and still embrace tomorrow and still see a brighter future for yourself. These things can actually go together, and they should go together, because that is how you measure your healing. And finally, if your grief has left you asking, God, where are you? Where is your face? Why am I like this? Why have you forsaken me? You are not alone. Even many people in the Bible asked difficult questions in seasons of pain. It's okay to be honest and to be vulnerable before God. In fact, sometimes the most powerful prayer is just simply saying, Lord, I'm hurting. I don't know what to do. And that's enough. So today, wherever grief has found you, I want to leave you with this. Your grief deserves kindness. Your healing deserves patience. Your story is not over. The pain you are carrying currently may always be part of your story, but it doesn't have to be the end of your story. If today has been especially heavy for you, I want you to know that you don't have to carry it all at once. Your only responsibility today is today. So breathe. Sis, bro, breathe. Be kind to yourself. Reach out to someone you trust. If you need to, there is no shame in needing support. Healing doesn't happen because we force it. It happens one gentle step at a time. So if this conversation has shifted you in a way or has spoken to your heart, I believe you share it with someone who may need it. And I pray for you today that the Lord will strengthen you in many ways. You will keep showing up one day at a time. God will hold your hand and lead you to the place of hope. And remember, keep being unashamed. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in my next